All right, today we're going to get into the really cool educational idea behind the International Baccalaureate's Primary Years program. It's a totally different way of thinking about learning. So, let's start with a little thought experiment. Just think back to when you were in school. For most of us, right, it was pretty straightforward. You had math class, then history class, then science class, all in their own neat little boxes. But what if that's not the only way to do it?
To really get what the Primary Years Program, or PYP, is all about, we have to look at its main goal. And trust me, it's a big one. It's about way more than just what happens in a classroom.
You see, at its heart, the IB mission isn't really about acing tests. It's about shaping kids who are curious, who are compassionate, and who feel like they can actually help build that better and more peaceful world we see right here. It's a huge ambition.
So, if that's the mission, what kind of person are they actually trying to create? Well, the answer to that is something they call the IB learner profile. It's basically the blueprint for the ideal student. And this whole profile is built around 10 key qualities. It's not just about being smart or knowledgeable, it's about being a thinker who acts with integrity, a communicator who's open-minded, and the person who's caring and balanced. It's about developing the whole person, not just the academic side. And look, this isn't just some fluffy wish list, right? It's the actual foundation of the program. The whole idea is that if you nurture these qualities, you're not just making good students, you're helping to raise responsible citizens who are ready for the real world. Okay, now this is where it gets really interesting. To pull off these huge goals, the PYP organizes knowledge in a pretty unique way, a way that goes way beyond those separate subject boxes we talked about. First up, you've got something called multidisciplinarity. This is when different subjects all look at the same topic, but they kind of stay in their own lanes. So science looks at it from a science perspective, history from a history perspective, and so on. The best way to think about this, it's like a salad. You've got the lettuce, the tomatoes, the cucumbers. They're all in the same bowl, part of the same dish, but you can still easily tell one from the other. They haven't really mixed. But then we take it a step further to interdisciplinarity. This is where those subjects start to mix and blend. The lines between them start to get a little blurry as they share ideas and methods. So now picture a stew. The carrots and potatoes are starting to cook down. They're soaking up the flavors from each other, creating something new. A perfect real-world example of this is chemotherapy, a powerful treatment that was born when nuclear physics and medicine started working together. But the PYP, it aims for something even bigger. It's called transdisciplinarity. And this is where learning goes beyond the subjects altogether to tackle real-world issues head-on. And that, my friends, brings us to the cake. Think about it. Once you bake a cake, you can't see the flour anymore. You can't pick out the eggs. They have fundamentally transformed into something totally new. And that's the goal here, to create a new, whole understanding that's way more than just the sum of its parts.
What's so fascinating is that this cake model is really specific to the PYP. As kids get older in the other IB programs, the approach actually shifts back towards the stew or even the salad. And why is that? Well, it's because the PYP is built to mirror how young kids naturally see the world, not as separate subjects, but as one big, messy, connected place.
Okay, so if you're not organizing learning around subjects like math and science, what do you use instead? Well, the PYP's answer is 6 big, powerful themes. Instead of starting with a subject, learning in the PYP starts with one of 6 huge themes that are meaningful to every single kid on the planet, no matter where they live.
And these themes are the big questions that drive everything. Questions like, who are we? How does our world work? And how can we share this planet responsibly? There are these universal ideas that connect what happens in the classroom directly to real life.
And holding this whole thing up are 3 main pillars. First, the focus is always on the learner. Second, it's about the actual process of learning and teaching. And third, it recognizes that the whole community, teachers, parents, everyone, plays a vital role. This diagram here really pulls it all together. You see those big themes right in the center? Well, students use the tools from traditional subjects like math, art, and language to dig into those themes. It's this amazing, dynamic process of using what you know to build something totally new and connected. So, after all that, the cake, the themes, the whole shebang, why does it matter? What's the real benefit of teaching young kids this way? It all comes down to one word: authenticity. I mean, think about it. A little kid's daily life isn't split into science time and reading time. They just live. By designing learning to be more like life itself, it becomes natural, it becomes relevant, and it helps kids make connections that actually stick. And this quote from the educator Paulo Freire just nails it. Learning stops being about memorizing random facts and starts being about engaging with real-world problems. And when that happens, students don't just feel challenged, they feel empowered to actually do something about it.
So, if learning wasn't about separate subjects, what could it be about? Well, the PYP suggests it could be about exploring what it means to be human, about solving the problems we all share, and, just maybe, about building that better, more peaceful world we talked about at the very beginning. And we'll leave you with that thought.